Rachel with Rainbow, and today he and I are going to do some more practice on how to properly meet people and not get so excited in preparation for your grandmother coming into town. So what we're going to do today, in my video from yesterday, I mostly went over different techniques that you can try to control Rainbow when he does see someone new. And this is good right now because he's been playing for about half the day, and so he's gotten some of his energy out, but he's not too tired yet. And I'm going to show you kind of how to control some of his excitement when he meets new people. So like I said yesterday, I suggest having him on a leash to have more control. It also will help you gain his respect when you use it. And I have the squirt bottle here today that I'm going to try. And this is also for me to see how he reacts when he sees someone new. So I have Connor hiding around here, and Connor just started his shift, so Rainbow hasn't seen him today, but Rainbow does know who he is. And so in a minute, I'm going to have Connor come around with a chair in front of him. It's our best attempt to simulate a walker and see how Rainbow reacts. Now, I'm going to be reading his body language and Rainbow's, not Connor's, and see how he does and try to correct him beforehand or prevent him from getting too excited, jumping up, anything like that. So I'll show you what that looks like, and then afterwards I'll explain what I saw and what I noticed, and we can go from there. So I'm going to have the squirt bottle here handy. Rainbow is pretty responsive to it. And I'm going to put him in a sit. Rainbow, sit. Sit. Good, sit. All right. And so Connor, if you could come around here, please. Okay. Sit. Sit. Okay, if you could stop there. All right. So, now even though he's not jumping a lot, I am using the squirt bottle to adjust his unwanted behavior. I don't want him to respond fearfully. He is not really liking the chair. No, Rainbow. And so I'm using the squirt bottle to discourage that response. Now, Connor, if you could slide the chair over, kind of away from you, please. All right, and stay there. Rainbow and I are going to come up and meet you. Okay. Good boy. Good boy, Rainbow. Good job, Rainbow. Good boy. Good boy. Okay, if you could take the chair and go back, and we'll try again a little bit later. Just hang out there. All right, so that was very good. Rainbow was nervous with the chair coming forward. You could see kind of tensed up, was cowering, and was barking a little bit. I was using what we call the no noise, which is an or It's loud and sharp. It catches their attention, and it's one of the things that we use for correction. Now, though we don't want Rainbow to respond with fear, on the upside in this situation, because he was a little nervous about Connor with the chair, when we took the chair out of the equation and let him just meet Connor, he was not super excited and jumping up. He was a bit more cautious, and so that is actually a good thing. Now, Rainbow is super good-natured, and he was not absolutely terrified of the chair, and so I don't think that he would bite or snap or anything like that out of fear. So I don't think you have to worry about that with Rainbow, but just be conscious of how he could possibly react and watch his body language. And I have him on the leash here, so if he did have a more severe reaction, I would have been able to correct him and keep Connor, or in your case, your grandmother, safe. He did well, and I know we kind of got backed up a little bit, but he was responding to the squirt bottle. It wouldn't kind of make him jump, and it's used as a distraction technique. It's also important that you don't get overly excited. If you can see that I was firm and in control, I wasn't acting scared, so hopefully that will help Rainbow, since obviously you aren't going to be afraid of your grandmother. If he sees that you aren't scared, that's good. And if you have him meet her when you've already spent some time with her, and so you don't have to get all excited, because dogs pick up a lot on our energies. So you need to be kind of putting forth the vibe that you want Rainbow to do, to pick up on that. And if he's not doing that, use the leash, use the squirt bottle, or the other methods that I discussed in the previous video to correct that unwanted behavior. Now, when he was meeting Connor nicely and not jumping, wagging his tail, being a good boy, you see that I did give him a treat to reward him for that. Now, don't use treats to distract him from jumping. Of course, since there is your grandmother's safety on the line, you could in this case. However, with most training, you do not use treats to distract them. So if he is jumping on her, you don't want to take a treat and say, oh, Rainbow, come over here, because then you're rewarding him for the unwanted behavior. You want to correct the unwanted behavior instead of distracting him with food, because he doesn't necessarily see it as a distraction, he sees it as a reward, and so therefore that encourages and kind of cements that kind of reaction, which is what we don't want to do. But of course, your grandmother's safety is the top priority, and you'll have Rainbow for a long time. You'll have plenty of other opportunity to work with him on that. So take that with a grain of salt, but do what you need to do to keep him off of her if he does get too excited and jumps, so that he doesn't harm her. Now, you said this morning that Rainbow gets super excited whenever your husband comes home from work. If you're able to be home when your husband comes home, try putting Rainbow on a leash and try the squirt bottle or the seasonal poke to the side to see how he reacts and to see if you're able to control him anymore. Since he'll be meeting your grandmother for the first time, he won't be as excited to see her as he will be to see your husband, because he knows your husband and it's someone that he obviously really likes, and so you won't have to worry about that as much. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to have Connor come back around the corner with the chair just like before. Since Rainbow had the chance to meet Connor and get pet a little bit by him, he knows that Connor himself is not a scary person, so this is more just kind of to test the chair idea. So I'll back Rainbow up so he's more in the camera. Connor, if you want to come around. Sit. All right, stop. Rainbow, sit. Heel. Sit. Rainbow. Good boy. Heel. Sit. Good heel. Okay, say hello. Good boy. Good boy. Try squeezing the chair just around a little bit. Good boy, Rainbow. Good job. Good boy. All right. He's out of the camera a little bit, but he's being cautious yet being good, so we can praise him for that. Good job, Rainbow. Good boy. All right. I think that's good for today. Thank you, Tommy. You can go to work now. Right. I enlisted him as soon as he started his shift today, before Rainbow had a chance to meet him. Okay, that was really good. Now, as you can see, Rainbow was still a little unsure with the scooting chair and how that looked, and with Connor kind of hunched over. And so maybe if you have a friend that could come over and help practice this, maybe one that Rainbow doesn't know very well, to try to desensitize him. And since I'm able to see this reaction, that is good for me. I know that as you're bringing Rainbow back in the next 2 weeks, we can really work with this chair to try to desensitize him to it here. Sometimes it's easier to desensitize the dogs here because this isn't their home, and so they're not quite as comfortable, and like he, doesn't know that chair, but he does know the chairs at your house. So I will make a note that we will work on that while he's here with the chair. He did a very good job. He was better the second time, a little more sure of himself. You can see I was making him sit. That reminds him that I'm in charge, and by giving him the commands, it's kind of taking him out of his focus, being kind of nervous about the new person and the chair, and it brings his attention back to me, and he has to respond to it. I expect a reaction from him, and I give him a correction on the leash if he doesn't do that. Also, I was heeling him around where I was in control, and I was exposing him to the chair. We were going around the chair and Connor, and just being in control like that and distracting him could also be very helpful. He does respond well to the squirt bottle, so I would definitely have one of those handy. In the meantime, before your grandmother comes to visit, I wouldn't suggest using the squirt bottle too much for other things around the house because you don't want to necessarily desensitize him to that just yet. You kind of want to save that for when she's here. So to wrap it up, we'll continue working on this because I see that he does need some work with the chair with meeting a new person. This is not the normal jumping up and excited, but we want to address how he meets people in any way so that he always meets them in a good, calm, and confident manner. One more time to summarize: have Rainbow sit, have him be on a leash, be ready to poke him in the side or have a squirt bottle to correct him, and make him sit, heel, run him through commands to distract him and to command his attention, and let him remind him that you are in charge. And if you're not afraid or nervous or overly excited, then he shouldn't be either. So I hope this helps, and we will keep working on this as Rainbow keeps coming. This was Rachel and Rainbow, and we're working on meeting new people.